Hey everyone. So, in the quest to make sure my life isn't only work, I am recording this quick video, or I hope it's quick, about the September 2017 book releases I ended up purchasing this month. So, I'm recording this on September 27th. Majority of the books I planned on getting for this month were out by the 12th. But there was one book that ended up coming in later than I expected, and I'll get to that one. Um, but I know this isn't my usual setup. However, I wanted to just get this video up for you guys because I'm really excited about these books. And even though I'm like extremely tired, I might not read or write this evening. I wanted to like still do something productive. So, the first book I have is the tiniest one out of them, and it is The Origin of Others by Toni Morrison. This is a collection of lectures that she did. I can't remember if they were at one certain place or they're just a collection of like some of the lectures she's done. It's the forward's done by Ta-Nehisi Coates, and I'm not shocked because she is the one who said that his writing reminds her of James Baldwin, and of course people blew that comment out of proportion. In that people were like, "Oh, Ta-Nehisi does not write like James Baldwin." That's not what she said. Okay. So yeah, I think she's talking about like history, politics, and literature, and stuff like that. And I think she's talking about some of her books in here. And of course, she's talking about like blackness and racism. So I think hopefully I will get to this year. You guys know who've been following me for a while. I was doing my year with Toni Morrison, which ended up turning into a few months with Toni Morrison just because I just had to stop reading her work for a little bit, not because it was bad, just because it's so heavy and I just needed a break for a little bit. I now understand why most of the people who are reading Toni Morrison plan to read her collection within over a few years. All right. So the next one is Shadow House Fall. So last year, yes, it was last year, Daniel Jose Older wrote the first book in this series. He says this is Shadow Shaper Cipher Book 2. So he wrote the first book in the Shadow Shaper series, which is called Shadow Shaper. I'm so glad to see Sierra is back. He used the same model on the first book as this book, and it's just as beautiful. She's just as gorgeous, and yes, she's a real person. And so basically this is about a Afro-Latina in Brooklyn, I think. I can't remember if she's Puerto Rican or what her nationality is. But what happens is in the first book, she uses her art. She's an artist, but then she finds out that her family has a lineage of like magical powers, and she can talk to the dead and stuff. And so she's back to work with her powers, and she can turn put spirits into murals and make them move and do all these cool things. The first book was a lot about family and community, and it was just so beautiful. It like made me cry happy tears at the end. I should note that it is a young adult book. I understand that a lot of people who watch my channel don't read young adult, but I like this series. I also don't read a lot of young adult, but I actually really enjoy this series. I also think it's beautiful to read about Afro-Latina teenager. I haven't read many stories where Afro-Latinas are the main character, so that's mostly why I picked it up. And she just like the first, in kind of like this one, but more so in the first book, she has this big afro, and it's like a rainbow in the like colors. It's just so beautiful. So the cover art got my attention. Second book, not second. All right, the third book. You all know I was on an Attica Locke kick, and I'm still kind of am. I'm still trucking through Blackwater Rising, but to my surprise, I found this close to the end of August that she wrote a new book called Bluebird, Bluebird. This is another mystery. novel. She has a new character in here. It's a guy. I can't remember his name. He's a former Texas Ranger who goes back to this town where a black man and a white woman end up missing in this small town, and this mystery is brewing up racial tension within the town. So he is trying to stop it before things go awry in the town. Part of me thought about getting it in paperback, or waiting for it to come out in paperback because I have her other 3 books in paperback, but I'm not that pressed. I don't really care about it that much looking a certain way on my shelf, at least not right now. If I ever felt it necessary, I could probably eventually buy the paperback. But yeah, for those of you who are Attica Locke fans, I know a lot of people already have this because it came out on the 12th. Shadow Shaper came out on the 12th. This one actually came out early September. I think in my job system it said it was supposed to come out yesterday, but it came out really early, or at least we got it to the store early. The next one I'm really excited about, and you guys know I love her. It is Jesmyn Ward. She is all the rage right now and finally getting her just due. I mean, yeah, she already won a National Book Award, but this is the first time I guess I've been paying attention to her work. I read Men We Reaped, her memoir, last year. I think she won the National Book Award in 2011. But they're comparing her to like Toni Morrison and William Faulkner and saying she's she's continuing the legacy about writing about the South, and especially William Faulkner, and writing about Mississippi. And of course this takes place in Mississippi. 13-year-old JoJo, who is the protagonist, is on a I'm losing my train of thought here. Him, his baby sister, his mother are on a road trip to go pick up his white father. The mother is black, but she's picking up his white father from prison. And the mom has a drug addiction. She sees ghosts. Well, she sees the ghost of her brother when she gets high. And from what I've heard, I think JoJo also sees ghosts. Not that he's high, but I think he also sees ghosts on his way to pick up his father as well. I've heard nothing but good reviews. My co-worker, he is actually the main book buyer for the store. Who does this? Is this Penguin? Who is her publisher? Whatever. The publisher, actually, here it is. The publisher ended up I had a galley of it. I had a galley months ago. I never read it. I let a coworker borrow it, and of course they didn't finish it before September. But to my surprise, my coworker, who's the book buyer, read it already, and they sent him a free finished copy. So he said, "I thought you would like this," and he gave it to me, and I was about to buy it. So I thanked him. It was almost like just like a birthday gift from the universe, because they didn't know it was my birthday at work. But yeah, who is this from? Who is her publisher? Oh, Simon & Schuster. Duh. All right, enough gushing over Jesmyn Ward. And that book came out on September 5th, and this is finally the book I've been waiting for. It took the longest to come. It's also not necessarily new, but it's new out in paperback, and that is Everfair by Nisi Shaw. So this is a book, I'm going to say the short version of it. This book is about what if Africans, specifically Congolese people, had technology before the Dutch tried to come and turn them into slaves. I think I'm saying it right. I don't think they were slaves once they acquired the technology. I think they had the technology before they were captured, or as far as history goes. So it's kind of like a neo-slave narrative. Definitely, I would say some type of historical fiction / historical sci-fi. Quick question, is historical sci-fi a thing? If not, I guess this could be it. But I've heard about this this book around the same time I heard about Attica Locke. And I was going to get it in hardcover when I started working at the main store, and I saw that all I did was have to wait a few months for it to come out in paperback, and that's what I did. So yeah, um, I'm really glad to have this, and this cover art is so beautiful, guys. Oh, you know what I think she is? She's steampunk. So steampunk is like this idea of kind of medieval times. I hope this takes place in medieval times, or what you can consider medieval times, and a mix of technology and electricity. I don't know, but it sounds really interesting. I don't know if I'm going to get to this anytime soon, but I'm just so glad to have it, you all. If you read this novel, let me know, and let me know your thoughts. Nisi Shaw looks like a great person. So yeah, those are the September releases I decided to buy for myself. There were a lot of September releases. The fall is that time for big books to come out. We have been having problems with like shelving in our store, with space, and just trying to get books out to our customers because there are so many. And these are only 5 that came out this September. So let me know if you picked up any of these. Let me know if you picked up any other releases, book releases that came out this month that you're excited for. And I will talk to you all later. Bye.